Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. I hope everybody's doing well today. Before we get into the good stuff, because I know y'all seen the title. But before we go there, let's start off with our spiritual copyright disclaimer. On behalf of Starseed Galactic Federation, I have been given access to this knowledgeable information from my Akashic records for the purpose of helping humanity. This information is given directly to me as a divine channel, and any use or reproduction of this information without proper accreditation or acknowledgement from which this information was received will result in instant karma for the plagiarizing parties or individual. And so it is. Now that we got that out the way, girl, we gonna talk about some STDs today, and I'm not talking about sexually transmitted diseases. I am talking about sexually transmitted demons, because it is real. It is very, 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 very real. And it's crazy because, a lot of people out here thotting and bopping in these streets, not even realizing that not only are you accumulating bodies, but you're accumulating demons, energies, entities, succubuses, incubuses, all of the above by sleeping with these people, especially people who have restless spirits, especially people who are travelers. You know what I mean? Them can't keep still for nothing. Rolling stone. See what I say? You can't be doing that, guys. You can't be doing that. First of all, let me tell you guys about the time that I came in contact. I actually contracted STDs. Okay? Now, many, many moons ago, there was a young lady named Empress Oracle. She met a guy. He was handsome. He seemed to check all of the boxes, or so she thought. She did not realize at first that he was a hot ass mess, because she really was caught up in the 3D, the physical, right? Everything else checked the boxes. Good job, apparently good head on his shoulders, seemed like he was going somewhere X, Y, and Z. So we started dating, and everything was going well. So it was time to do the shebang, bang, bang. And of course, I was ready to go. I was ready. I was hot, moist, ready to go, And the sex was it's neither here nor there how the sex was, but it happened, right? So afterwards, when I went to bed later on that night, this is a real story, guys. I promise you, I'm not making this shit up. When I went to bed that night, I laid down in my bed because after the sex, I was so drained, and I did not understand why I was so drained. Like, you get a good workout. It's normal for you to be tired. I mean, I was doing most of the work, so it was understandable why I was tired. But the way that I felt drained was unlike any other type of drained feeling, not working now. It was just like, literally, it just felt like all of the life source was literally being sucked out of my body. And I'll never forget it. I've never had an experience like this before, and I never have ever again. So I laid down in my bed, and as I laid down in my bed, it literally felt like things were trying to take over my body. Okay, I started having all these weird feelings. I can't even describe the feelings to you guys, but it literally was like a battle was going on. It felt like physical, spiritual warfare going on inside of my body. I couldn't even barely speak. Right? It just felt like things were just taking over me. I had to just start praying. I had to just start praying in my head. Just start praying, asking God, help me, Jesus. I'm sorry, X, Y, and Z. Because I felt bad, because I actually, with this guy, I had broken one of my vows of celibacy. Because normally I don't be fucking like that. Back in my day, I did. But nowadays, I be keeping, old girl, I be keeping Heathcliff to myself. You feel me? So I was just like, is this fucking real? I wasn't high because I was not smoking. I had a little bit of wine, but I was not drunk. But the feelings, it literally was just crazy to me. And also too, I didn't even think about it because when I was having sex with him, it appeared as though he was like, I don't know, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. It looked like he was like he was focusing really hard, but it looked like he was like he was saying something or whatever. But I didn't pay no mind to it because I was having a good time there. I just closed my eyes and just took it, right? Well, unbeknownst to me, he transmitted his demons to me. And that's why it is important to listen to your intuition, because during the time when we had it, first of all, I'm very intuitive. I'm psychic, okay? And sometimes during this time with this relationship, I kept getting a lot of warnings from my angels, from my guides and my ancestors, but I kept ignoring it because, I'm saying, lust. I wanted to hit that. So I kept ignoring it, and I kept getting, my guides and my angels kept telling me, like, my crown chakra was going crazy through the whole relationship. I just kept getting downloads about him, and I would just tell him the downloads that I was getting, and I knew that I was right about the things that I was saying to him, but he kept denying it. But I knew that I was right. But right before we had sex, I had this feeling like, why do I feel like he's about to try to like steal my destiny or something like that? And I promise you, while we was having sex, it was like this nigga was chanting or some shit. And then after that is when I got spiritually attacked in the bed that night. Okay, it literally was warfare between his demons and my angels, literally. And all I could do was just lay there. It was kind of like, how people say, how some sleep paralysis. It was very similar to sleep paralysis, except my eyes were open, but I could not move my body and stuff, But like, you ever seen in the movies or something, like where somebody in the hospital where they're calling code, like, code, they're going down, and they're just like laying there like this. That's how that shit was for me, except my eyes were open, and I did not know what the fuck was going on, and all I could do was just call on God, call on the blood of Jesus, call on my angels, my ancestors, my guides, call on Archangel Michael, because what I'm saying, he always got my back. That's all I really could do. But I did notice after that, not only did he ghost me, bless his heart, I hope you're doing well, but after that, it was like I started having like another hard time in life. Things started going down, but yet I noticed for him things were going up. So I don't know what the fuck kind of sorcery he was trying to do, but basically, because when I met him, like, I'm good with seeing auras. He had a darker aura, and me being the empath that I am, I just thought, okay, maybe he just needs some healing. Maybe he just needs some counselors by talk to X, Y, and Z. But really, those were the demons that he had around him that he transferred to me, because I couldn't help but notice that when I would see him on social media after he ghosted me, he definitely was looking like he was bathed in light while I was feeling dark. And that is why it is very important for you to be careful who you lay down with. What I realized was a lot of times we will see these guys or these females, and we will be very attracted to them because it seems like they have like a little bad boy edge or air of mystery or whatever. No, that is their aura. That is their dark ass aura. That is those demons and everything else, those entities that are attached to them. Okay, that give them that dark aura, and we need to be aware of that. Okay, sometimes the air of mystery is not really an air of mystery. Sometimes the air of mystery is just the goddamn devil. Really, that's why it's very important for us to use our discernment. Right, when you are a high vibration person and you involve yourself with a low vibrational or an unhealed person, you are susceptible to all of the baggage that they come with, not just emotionally, but spiritually as well. And that was something that I had to learn, because that was truly my first experience with that. But the reason why I'm saying it was my first experience is because all the previous sexual encounters that I had was before I became awakened, before I became enlightened, before I elevated spiritually and really knew who I really was and my purpose. That was my first and last sexual experience after having a spiritual awakening. So I was not fully aware of, what to see, what to run from, what to push away, what to avoid. He saw me and he saw my light, and he was attracted to that because, if a person has dark energies or entities attached to them, the energy will transfer to you because you're a fresh energy source. So he saw me as a fresh energy source. And I'll never forget, he said that when he first saw me, something told him that he needed to get to know me. Now I'm finding out that the something that told him that was them fucking demons and shit. They was like, ooh, fresh blood, just similar to a vampire. I know y'all used to read them vampire books and shit. It was very similar to that. So, you know, those energies and those entities that people have attached to them, when they see somebody that is of a higher vibration, they are automatically drawn to it because they want to suck from that source. They want to drain that source of that light and everything. Because when you have a lot of darkness to you, it takes a lot to maintain that. And sometimes people, they don't understand why they keep jumping from person to person. That's because you have an incubus attached to you. That's because you have a succubus attached to you. Those lustful demons and stuff like that, you feeling like it's a hot girl summer, a city boy summer. No, it's not. It's a succubus and an incubus summer. That's what we need to be aware of, right? Some people will knowingly transmit their demons onto you, especially if they know that you are a good person or have a pure heart in hopes of exchanging karma. And this is very true. There are a lot of times there are people who will get with a person of a higher vibration, a light source, and they will try to suck their energy. They will try to exchange their destiny. That person could have been on the path of the up and up, headed on the high road, and then they get with this lower being, and then all of a sudden they're low as well, while this person is doing better, thriving off of their energy. And that's what we need to be aware of, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of times we mess with people who are not on our level, and when I say not on our level, I'm not even talking about status wise, I'm not talking about economically, I'm talking about spiritually. That's what I'm talking about. You have to get with your right vibe tribe. Otherwise, you will always suffer. You will always end up drained. You will always end up in lack. Take it from me. I learned it the hard way. In order for me to get rid of those demons, you know, my guys and my ancestors, they really had to tell me some shit to do. I really had to go, and I really had to get me some healing. I really had to go within. I really had to, that right there was akin to back in the day in school where they send you to the principal's office and they bust your ass with that paddle. I got my ass beat physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. But after that, that was such a lesson to me that I realized that you cannot exchange your life source. You cannot exchange your energy with everyone. And females, we have to realize that our vagina is a portal, okay? Niggas can get in there and make wishes. They can fulfill their destinies. They can take yours through your portal. That's why it's very important for you to be aware and be mindful of who you exchange energy with. A lot of people, they feel as though sex is something, and I used to be like this. I used to think sex was fun and casual. You know what I'm saying? Like what Ariana Grande said, I like it, I want it, I get it, whatever. I used to be on that shit. I did. But as I got older and I started realizing that I was getting in relationships that would drain me, okay, and I come into the relationship on a higher vibration with good energy, and then as I'm in that relationship, I'm drained, I'm feeling unproductive, I'm carrying this person's burdens, I'm going through their karma with them, meanwhile they're thriving off of my energy. That's what we have to realize, okay? And a lot of times they will put those demons onto us and we won't even realize it. A lot of people feel as though they're in love with the sex of the person. No, that's not what it is. It's that incubus or succubus that they have that attached to you as well. So now every time you are in a sexual relationship with that person, you having hot, evil jungle sex. That's what that is. But each time they're taking a little bit of your energy, they're taking a little bit of your soul, taking a little bit of your soul. And you will notice that if you get with somebody who has a lot of bad karma, that karma will transfer onto you. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That's why sometimes it's just good to just let people go. Just let go and let God. That's why it's always good to stay prayed up, protected. Listen to your intuition, to your ancestors and your guides, and be careful of who you are with. If you don't necessarily know somebody's spiritual path, but one thing for certain, two things for sure, their actions will always speak louder than their words, and you can truly tell if somebody is of the same vibration with you on how they act, how they look. You can't just believe what they're saying to you. That's a lesson that I learned, because I ain't never catching no more STDs. And I hope that was enough to make you guys aware. I just kept that short and sweet because I don't want to make 2 videos. But be careful, because it is real and it is true. Make sure that that person that you are with is equally yoked and you are on the same spiritual path, so that you don't contract any STDs. Because listen, it's easy to get, hard to get rid of, just like a divorce. With that being said, guys, be safe and have a wonderful day. I love you. Talk to you later.